So, another day, another Motorola smartphone, hooray! So in recent times, Motorola has been dropping fresh smartphones at roughly the same rate that Donald Trump has been cluttering up the internet with ridiculous tweets. But this is definitely one of the more interesting smartphones in a while, the Moto G Pro, also known confusingly as the Moto G Stylus over in the States. It's going to be released dead soon here in the UK for 290 quid, making it a little bit more expensive than the Moto G8 Plus. It actually sports very similar specs to the G8 Plus, but the standout feature is of course that stylus pen which is shoved away inside of it. So let's get it unboxed and take a full-on tour of the hardware and the software. And for more of the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Let's get it on open, see what wonders await. There's the actual phone, of course, comes clad in its very own condom case. We'll check that out in a bit. Do of course have the usual manual and warranty gumph. You get your bit of Type-C USB cable in order to charge the Moto G Pro up, and a 3-pin plug as well, huzzah. So that's a highly exciting box. Now, let's check out the Moto G Pro. So yeah, as usual, comes bundled with the old prophylactic case, which just helps to keep it in pristine condition. And it's probably a good idea to keep that on, to be perfectly honest, because it's a polycarbonate frame here on the Moto G Pro, just like the rest of the Moto G budget-friendly family, so it will probably scratch up fairly easily. But hopefully any little nicks and scuffs will be fairly well covered up by the lovely dark design. I've got to say, I do love that mystic indigo coloration. It's the only choice you've got, so it's probably just as well. Definitely enjoying the way it's a sort of a dark purple down here, and then it properly morphs into full-on black up top. Very sultry indeed. And like most of Motorola's budget-friendly smartphones, you get a water-repellent design as well. So basically, if it gets a bit of a splashing from your pint, from the rain, whatever, it'll be absolutely fine. Just don't go, obviously, dunking it in a swimming pool or anything like that. And I've got to say, the G Pro does look an awful lot like the G8 Plus, of course. But one of the only really distinctive features is this stylus pen, which is housed in this little bottom orifice here. And sadly, you don't get a really satisfying sort of push spring mechanism or anything like that. You literally just have to prise the stylus out with your fingernails. And thankfully, I don't really have much in the way of fingernails because I bite them to the crawl, but I can still just about manage to get in there. It's definitely housed in there pretty firmly, which again, I guess is good, so it won't just drop out when you're walking down the street. And it looks like we've got a good bit of juice in the tank already, so let's get it all set up, and then we can fully test out the stylus and the rest of the features, take a tour of the specs. Now, when you want to slip your SIM inside, the Moto G Pro does actually support dual SIMs. You can stick 2 in there at once. Otherwise, that second slot can be used to house a micro SD memory card instead, up to 512 gigs in size to boost the 128 gigs of onboard storage. So we're all powered up and ready to rock. One of the first things definitely worth mentioning about the Moto G Pro is the fact that it is an Android One handset, unlike quite a few of the other Moto G handsets that we've seen so far in 2020. Of course, on the surface, it doesn't look or feel a lot different from those other Moto G smartphones because they rocked a very stock version of Android as well. One difference you will notice is that you've got this Google search bar down here at the bottom, and it is stuck there. You can't get rid of the damn thing. That's like a Google stipulation. You have to have that there. And of course, you've got the old Google Discover feed and all that kind of shenanigans as well. You've got a little bit of customization that you can do here in the home settings though, so you can actually get rid of that entirely if you're not a fan. One of the advantages of having an Android One device is of course the update. So guaranteed at least 2 OS updates here on the Moto G Pro compared with the usual one that Motorola usually offers. So Android 11 this year and then Android 12 next year hopefully. And security updates will hopefully be coming through in a more timely fashion too, because good old Moto, bless them, they can be a little bit lethargic when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, as usual with Motorola, it's a nice clean stock version of Android. You've got your NFC support, you've got dual band Wi-Fi, all of the features you kind of hope to have at this sort of £300 price point. Dive on into the settings, no real surprises, but there is a bonus stylus section in there now, of course, to support that extra pen accessory. And in here you can specify exactly what happens on the Moto G Pro if you yank out that stylus from its orifice, whether the phone is hibernating or otherwise. The Moto G Pro is also smart enough to give you a nudge if you yank the stylus out and you haven't inserted it back as well, so you don't actually lose the bloody thing. And award for most unintentionally hilarious setting ever goes to vibrate when inserted. So let's try yanking that pen out and see exactly what happens here on the Moto G Pro. So as you can see there, we've got a shortcuts bar popping up along the side there, just for a bunch of apps that you might want to use with the stylus. And of course, as you'd imagine, you can fully customize which apps actually pop up on screen. All you need to do is click on here and then click the little shortcuts icon, and as you can see there, you can then rearrange stuff. So let's get rid of the notes and stick in, just for the purposes of demonstration, good old Deezer. And as you can see there, you can have up to 5 shortcuts in total, although you can only actually configure the final 3. Or alternatively, if you only ever use the one app with the stylus, then you can just have have it launch automatically. And you'll notice when you've whipped your stylus out, you'll get this nifty little pen icon appearing on the Moto G Pro screen. That can actually be moved around anywhere you want on the Moto G Pro's display. And if you give it a quick tap, it'll load up that toolbar with all the shortcut icons on it. So let's just try a simple notes program, Moto Note. That's exactly what you'd expect. A very straightforward, simple notes program. So you can just get a nice bit of lined paper on the go and just sketch away. Use various different sketching implements. You can change the size and the color and everything. Hello, everybody. My handwriting is absolutely atrocious, as you might be able to tell, because I don't write things anymore, I just type. And you've got some handy little shortcuts as well. So for instance, you can completely wipe a note just by swiping your fingers left or right, like so. Must resist urge to draw male genitalia. And the stylus itself has got a good little heft to it. It's mostly metal by the looks of it, with a bit of plastic there. But it is just a simple stylus. It's not a smart affair by any means. You don't get any precise pressure measurement or anything like that. You don't get any built-in Bluetooth like you do with Samsung's Galaxy Note affairs, anything like that. So it really is just designed for quick and simple sketches, writing down notes. And of course you do get the full usual complement of Moto experience features thrown on there as well, which I really enjoy. So for instance, dive on into the Moto Actions bit and you'll find you can swipe to shrink, a nice bit of one-handed mode action. That's definitely very helpful indeed. You got one of my personal favorites, the fast torch feature. Basically just do your best Bruce Lee impression and that rear camera flash will illuminate. Very handy if you're trying to stumble your way to the toilets in the middle of the night. And Motorola has also added in its fresh Moto Game Time feature as well. And what this basically does is add some basic gamer features. So while you're actually playing a game, you can block notifications, all that kind of shenanigans. If you want to see that in action, go check out my full Moto Edge review. I show it off in that one. Now the Moto G Pro's display is very similar indeed to the Moto G8 Plus. What you get here is a 6.4 inch IPS panel. Got a full HD plus resolution, 2300 by 1080 pixels. So as you can see there, gorgeously crisp for your movie action, and of course perfect if you want to do a bit of sketching, scribbling, whatever. And yeah, maybe an IPS panel so you don't get those super punchy colors or the really sharp contrast that you get from an OLED display, but it still looks really nice. And if you bump it all the way up to that maximum brightness level, then it should cut through a fair bit of glare on a sunny day. And if you dive on into the display section of the settings, as usual, you can fully customize the Moto G Pro screen. So you got your night light for a bit of blue light filtering, good for easy on the eye, comfortable experiences at night. You can actually play around with the color reproduction. As you can see, it's set to saturated by default, but you can tone it down a bit if you don't really like those sort of bright, more vivid hues. And the Moto G8 Plus was pretty damn good for playing games and watching movies on a budget because it actually has a stereo speaker setup, and the Moto G Pro is exactly the same. You've got the AP speaker and the bottom firing speaker as well, working in conjunction to produce a stereo output. So let's just bump up that volume. £49 here in Blighty, or $269 if you want to boost up to the model with 128 gigs of storage. And considering the strong camera chops, the slick performance, and the excellent set of features. So the clarity ain't exactly great on that top volume, but it definitely has a full-bodied effect, and as I say, perfect for playing games like PubG, so you can actually hear which direction a threat is coming from. You have full Bluetooth 5 support here on the Moto G Pro as well for your wired connections, and you've actually got a headphone port down below as well, which is quite common on budget-friendly smartphones. No support for Dolby Atmos or anything though. And when it comes to performance, the Moto G Pro supports the exact same Snapdragon 665 chipset as the Moto G8 Plus, backed again by 4 gigs of RAM. These are the Geekbench 5 scores if you're a bit of a benchmarking fan. Should prove absolutely fine for everyday performance, nice and smooth. Your app should load up fairly quickly. You'll be able to play games like PubG Mobile on those low detail settings with a nice, smooth, dependable frame rate, no worries. Of course, if strong performance on a budget is your priority, then you might want to check out something like the Realme 6 Pro or the Redmi Note 9 Pro instead, which boasts the Snapdragon 720G chipset. That's more capable. You can boost up the detail levels a bit in the likes of PubG, get the smoother frame rates on the go as well. And as for the battery tech, again, just like the Moto G8 Plus before, it's got a 4000 milliamp cell stuffed in there with 15-watt fast charger called Turbo Power. I'm not sure that you can really call something that charges at 15 watts turbo anymore, considering how many rivals now charge with at least 30-watt charging. But you've got the usual battery saver modes and everything, and to be honest, the Moto G Pro should still easily keep you going through a full day of fairly intensive use on a full charge. And let's finish up this unboxing of the Moto G Pro with a quick squint at that triple lens rear camera. As usual, you can load this up with a quick double wrist twist and knack yourself in the process, as I usually do. Now, if you've used a Motorola smartphone in recent times, you'll be right at home with the Moto G Pro's camera app because it's exactly the bloody same. You can snap away quite happily happily with that primary 48 megapixel primary lens. It actually snaps at 12 megapixels by default, as you'll see if you dive into the settings. Using a good bit of pixel binning action. You've got a full pro manual mode as well if you want to tinker around with the ISO level, the white balance, all that shenanigans. You can shoot in JPEG or RAW format, or both at once if you like. If you want to switch things up and try one of the bonus modes, then just a quick tap of this icon here. Otherwise you can sort of swipe around the interface like so as well. And you've got the night mode on board here, which is great to see. It sort of sporadically pops up on Motorola smartphones, so that should help to brighten up your shots in low light. Got all the usual efforts, of course, including a good bit of portrait mode action just to add a bokeh style background effect to your snaps. Good bit of macro using that dedicated 2 megapixel macro lens, which you have slapped on the back here as well. And you've also got a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle lens slapped there on the back of the Moto G Pro, but this can't actually be used for photos, unfortunately and annoyingly. It can only be used for videos because it's the action cam lens, which we found previously on Motorola smartphones like the Motorola One Action. What this does is it shoots a nice wide angle view while the phone is being held in portrait like so, which is really, really handy if you're going to be running around and shooting at the same time. You've got full image stabilization, which can be activated or deactivated up top like so. And if you don't want to use that funky ultra wide action cam lens, instead you just want to shoot standard video, well, just tap this icon down here and you will switch back to the normal 48 megapixel primary lens and you can shoot away with that. Now if we dive on into the settings, as you can see, you can boost it all the way up to 4K Ultra HD, although only at 30 FPS, not at 60 FPS. And the action cam only shoots in full HD, although you can bump it up to 60 FPS if you want a smoother, hyper-realistic finish. And then last up, if we swap around to that front-facing camera, I believe it's a 16 megapixel selfie shooter. We've got the usual portrait modes, got a bit of beauty mode, which God knows I actually need right now, but I always knock that off because I prefer the more natural results you get from selfie shooters. And that right there is the reason why. What an absolute stunner. Yum. And there you have it in a nutshell, the Moto G Pro coming to the UK very shortly indeed for £290. So as you can see, it is very, very similar to the Moto G8 Plus, just with the Android One finish and of course a good bit of stylus action. So are you tempted by the G Pro? It'd be great to hear your thoughts. Definitely very interesting because it is a very unique proposition, of course. So definitely please do slap your comments down in the bit below my talking face, and please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a lovely weekend, people. Cheers everyone, love you.